So the funding cuts are really huge. Kids under the age of 5 are really going to suffer. 2.3 million kids will not get treatment for severe and acute malnutrition. And these are the kids that are most in need of treatment, most likely to die if they don't get treatment. We estimate that if those kids do not get treatment, 369,000 of them will die. And that's every year. Every year, 369,000 kids will die. So the reason we're generating these estimates is to prevent that happening. We want to galvanize the community, galvanize the funders, galvanize the governments to make sure that doesn't happen. So it's not a prediction, it's just saying what will happen if we don't act. They come from all different governments. It's been coming for a while. The writing has been on the wall. Really for the last 5 years, we've known that it's getting harder and harder to raise funding for development assistance. Nutrition has been relatively well protected within that. But I would say 5 years ago, we had the UK funding being cut. Then we had the Dutch elections in late 2023. The German elections have thrown everything up in the air. The Swiss elections and the Swiss cuts have come in. And then, of course, the most brutal, the most careless cuts of all were the USAID cuts. USAID cuts are about just under half of the total cuts. So it's a deadly storm of cuts. We need to think about nutrition differently. We can't go back to the past. Even if the cuts are restored, which they won't be, because they're about half of the current funding, they're telling us we need to do nutrition differently. We need to use aid funding to do nutrition programming differently. We need to use it to not fill gaps, not to fund programs, but to use it to leverage other funding, concessional lending, private sector, climate funding. These are big resource flows that bypass nutrition. We need to get them to engage with nutrition and move the nutrition needle.